Alright everyone, it wasn't until last night that I saw Bill Clinton's like dystopian Earth Day tweet, and I think it was supposed to be like a heartwarming message, heartwarming, that'd be funny, about, I guess, cooperation, but it came off as terribly communistic. He said, basically, he was talking about some professor, some entomologist, was talking about, oh, the reason why ants and termites and hornets or something are so successful is because they work together. And it's like, okay, so you're encouraging the human race to act more like ants. And I'm thinking, well, with the current Democratic Party message, which is, you know, socialism basically, yeah, that sort of makes sense. That is sort of what you appear to want. You want people to be basically all the same, and they work for the elite, which is, you know, you envision that to be yourself. And you get to do the thing where you say, do as I say, not as I do. Like Al Gore gets to have 3 private jets while rambling about people needing to make their water a little bit cooler and turn their temperature down and just wear a sweater Jimmy Carter style. Put up some Chinese solar panels to save the world. It certainly isn't, you know, carbon positive after you talk about shipping and strip mining all the rare earth minerals you need to make them. Very interesting times than we live in. You've got a lot of hypocrisy. And then you have this message here that initially was meant to be, I guess, about cooperation, but looks more dystopian than that now, doesn't it? You know, read the tweet. It just looks like something that would be said by someone who would be like a member of the Communist Party or something. And this is Bill Clinton. I mean, he's a standard liberal. He's fallen from grace because he's not far left enough for these people. Don't fucking kid me about it being because of the Me Too shit. It had nothing to do with that. I mean, most of his fans, everyone knew that Bill Clinton was sexually perverted anyway. I doubt that anybody who supported him stopped supporting him because they support him because of the leftism. The thing is, the Democratic Party over the last like 3 or 4 years has gone so far to the left that people like Clinton are now considered far right by their standards. Oh, Clinton, you mean that evil Nazi Republic? He should just put an R after his name. Yeah, probably at this point. You know, he talked about border security once back in the 90s too. He quickly forgot that once he was elected. It's funny, Ann Coulter thinks that Bernie Sanders won't do the same thing. He's genuine. He really means it. Wow. It's actually going to happen. Bernie Sanders will close the border and build a wall. You must be smoking a lot of weed. It would have been funny if Earth Day was on 420. I wonder if Bill Clinton's tweet would have been even more incoherent. I wonder if it would have been even more weird. Twitter did look a little bit weird on 420. There were a lot of people saying crazy shit on there. Mostly politicians. You know, weed's legal in D.C. now, so these people are probably toking all the time. Maybe it would be better if the people in Congress would lay off the liquor bottles and you know, the cocaine. You know, the CIA friends get it for them brick by brick. Maybe they should lay off that and just become weed heads. Maybe our government would be more sane at that point. Maybe they'd be less inebriated than they already are. Who knows? But I don't like being compared to a termite or an ant, and I think that most people wouldn't. I know that that wasn't kind of sort of the attempt, I suppose. That wasn't the initial intent, but it does go along with what the Democrats have been saying. Oh, basically, you know, fall in line, and everyone's the same, everyone's equal, even if they're totally different. You know, no division between people matters, except where we use it for voting purposes, like we say, like, white man bad or something. That's basically the Democratic Party of today, and then they wonder why they lose elections. They wonder why people fucking hate them. Oh, you evil, deplorable, despicable individual. I want to disarm you and tax you at 90%, and I want to throw you out on the street, you know, as reparations. Somebody else with darker skin will get your house. By the way, fucking vote for me. That's basically what they've become. That's why Bill Clinton, his presidential greatness ranking, he used to be like in the top quarter, and now he's slid down to like in the middle somewhere, according to these liberal political scientists, which it's what they are. Come on. They are a bunch of liberals. Yes, Bill Clinton, definitely greater than JFK. Barack Obama, greater than Ronald Reagan. Okay. I don't even like Ronald Reagan that much, but Obama and Reagan should be down in the bottom half. Yeah, fuck Ronald Reagan too. He was just a neocon. He reminds me a little bit of like a Ted Cruz. The Reagan mythology on one hand is basically the exact counterpart of the Obama and Clinton mythologies. The latter has been stripped bare by both the Me Too stuff and the movement to the far, far left by the Democrats, so they've sort of jettisoned him, and they've put Obama in his place. They like him more as well because he happens not to be white. You know? So, I mean, let's be honest. It's how the Democratic Party appears to function at this point. They think about these things obsessively, but then if anyone else mentions them, oh, you're a Nazi or something. Bill Clinton. Yes, he wants everyone to be ants, and he imagines himself as one of the drones because the only purpose he has is to screw. Yeah, that's what Bill Clinton wants. He's like, oh man, I wish I could live in an anthill and pollinate all them females. And he'd be chasing around the worker ants too. Technically, they're female, but they're also like asexual. Like there's no gender involved specifically. Like they're actually, I think, aren't they monozygotic? If I remember the term correctly. It's been a while since AP Bio. They don't actually have both chromosomal, like they're totally sterile. But they're all technically female it's basically like, I guess, Turner syndrome or something. Basically an ant equivalent. Again, not to, sort of compare humans with ants. As a kid, I always loved insects, but I mean, that's not exactly how I'd want to order society. Don't ants just take their dead and sort of pile them haphazardly in one specific room where they slowly degrade? Like, I remember seeing the leafcutter ants at the Montshire Museum, which is, I think, in Hartford or someplace. It's not far from here. It's on the other side it's in the Connecticut River area. And I was always fascinated. They have this leafcutter ant tank, and it's, half the size of this fucking room. It's enormous. And I actually saw the queen just barely once. Nobody believed me at the time, and there was no one around to verify it. But it's obviously, like, it's 10 times the size of one of these soldier ants. I wonder what other ant it could be in the colony. Basically. It was really funny, actually. And sometimes the ants would escape. Like, there was a little crack in it. And once in a great while, one of the ants would get out. And I got bitten by it. And it was just the worker. And, man, it really sliced my finger. I know, it's a good Earth Day message. My Earth Day message is the time I got bitten by an exotic ant from, like, Brazil or some shit. Bill Clinton's trying to compare you to ants. I just want you to look at the ant exhibit because it's pretty cool. You should definitely go and check out, like, science museums and stuff like that. They have a fog machine up in the top tower. And I always used to play with that, thought it was great. And then I'd be breathing in the fog, which couldn't be healthy. I thought it was great. That's about all. Peace out.